Hey everybody, I'm back doing a video. Why? Because I was tagged. VGMashUp did a top 10 games of all time thing and tagged Majora T, who also did a video response, and he tagged me. So in a minute, I'm going to talk about my personal top 10 games of all time. Before that, I'm going to tag a couple people. So I am going to tag my good friend Axel Wolf. I think he would have an interesting top 10 games of all time. Probably a wrestling game in there too, maybe. And then I'm going to tag DeeZee D, because me and DeeZee D have similar tastes in games, so I want to see what his is. And VGMashUp asked me to tag Terry309. So Terry, I'm tagging you too. Those are my three tags. Now let's get into my personal top 10 games of all time. This is a very hard list for me to do, and I think I got it as close as I can. Like preferably, I could do like a top 20 maybe. I play a lot of games. I have a shit ton of video games, and I don't just play one type of game. I play anything from Atari to Nintendo to Sega to Neo Geo to Xbox to PlayStation. I jump around a lot, so there's not just one type of game that I stick to and one thing that I love. I think you do see a bit of a theme with some of the games here, but other than that, we're just going to jump in. I didn't put them in any type of order. I don't want to number them, but I have them all here, so let's go ahead and go. The first one I will show off. And this was a hard choice on which entry I was going to include, but I think I'm going to include Jak 2. I'm a big Naughty Dog fan. I wanted to pick at least one Naughty Dog game, and it was up between a Jak game and a Crash game for me. Jak 2, I think, resonates with me. It hits a lot of cool story beats that I really enjoy. It was where I think Naughty Dog's storytelling prowess really took off, because this game does have a fantastic plot. Also, I just love the dark, gloomy world, how that contrasts with the characters. Not normally what you would see in this sort of 3D platform game. It's a shift for the Jak and Daxter series after the phenomenal first game, which I also love. It could have also been in this spot. I had to pick one, though. I think Jak 2 is the one that I've returned to the most. I've gone back to play this game, even if I'm not playing through all three, which I have multiple times. If I'm just playing one of them, I've played Jak 2 the most. So I really love this game. Next up, we have a game. This is also a hard choice for me. I had to pick. I needed to pick one Metroid game, and I'm a huge Metroid fan, so this was incredibly hard. It's Metroid Other M. Joking, it's actually Metroid Prime. Prime is a phenomenal experience. It's the definition of Metroid. People, I've said before, like, I wish they would make a 3D Metroid game, and obviously the Prime games are 3D, but like, what I mean in that sense is that Prime is so inherently different than anything else you will ever play that I don't consider it like the 3D adventure game. It's a first-person experience, really. It's basically like playing Super Metroid or any game like that, but in the first person. It's phenomenal. The music's fantastic. The world's great to explore. I love the plot. And Metroid Prime has always stuck with me as one of the best games of all time, and a game that impacted me a lot. This is probably my favorite Metroid game. Next up, we have another game that impacted me. That is Resident Evil 4. This is the PS4 version, because I always buy whatever the new version is. But I originally had this on the Nintendo Wii. Resident Evil 4 was the first time I really got into a horror game. And it was the first time I really got into Resident Evil. And I am a huge, huge Resident Evil fan. After playing 4, I would go back and try the rest of the series. I would play the original games with the wonky-ass tank controls. I would play a lot of games. But Resident Evil 4 has always stuck with me with being such a memorable experience. I remember being on edge a lot during this game, but never wanting to put the controller down. It was like I lived for that rush. And while I have enjoyed other Resident Evil games beyond this, like I really liked Village that came out this year. I don't know, just 4 has always stuck with me as one of my favorite games. So Resident Evil 4, definitely up there. Up next, a game that I won't shut up about is NieR. NieR is my favorite RPG of all time. It's a game by Yoko Taro. It's part of the Drakengard series, and you probably know it now thanks to NieR Automata and how big that game was. But whenever this game came out, NieR wasn't reviewed well. NieR was seen as a subpar experience, and I never understood that. I think at the time that this came out in 2010, gaming tastes and things that people look for were different, and plot wasn't one of those things. People often were looking for graphical fidelity and how many multiplayer modes there are, and whatever else. NieR is a totally different experience. NieR is all about its plot and its characters. I absolutely love the world in this game, and the story hits you right in the heart, man. It's a great game. I did a podcast with RPG Archive, who Teddy also tagged in this. We did an episode of his show on NieR. We did the NieR remake for PS4. So if you want to hear more about NieR and my thoughts on NieR, you can head on over there. I'll put a link in the description for you. Next up, we have Earth Defense Force. I had to pick something to put here. And it was either going to be Monster Hunter or Earth Defense Force. And I think while I've put a shit ton of hours into both franchises, I think EDF beat Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter would have been number 11 at this point. Earth Defense Force, this is 4.1, the one that I've probably put the most time into, but I love all the Earth Defense Force games. Just mindless fun, man. This is just I could just play these games for hours. I have played these games for hours. Coming home from work after a bad day, kind of zone out, put on a podcast, blast some bugs and giant monsters. Earth Defense Force will always be a franchise that I return to and play more of, and I absolutely fucking loved 4.1. I've done reviews of a bunch of the EDF games here on the channel, and I do live streams. I do the EDF Society streams. So that's why I had to put EDF above Monster Hunter. In my honest opinion, I love this franchise, and I can't wait to play more of them when they come out. Alright, here's another one I can't shut up about. It's No More Heroes. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about No More Heroes here. Just know that it's a incredibly impactful game for me. I can't even start to explain how impactful this game is for me. I love the Suda51. I love this franchise. This would define my taste in gaming for a very long time, and I just fucking love this game. It's a game that has been unmatched for me, even though I might prefer a couple of its sequels in terms of gameplay and such, but the original sticks with me for being an eye-opening experience. This was a game that I got and I played endlessly. I just fucking loved this title. So obviously No More Heroes has to be here. It's very influential on me, and I love it. The last 4 games are actually cartridge games. So we're getting a little old school with these 4. This one is Mario Bros. Not Duck Hunt, but it's a combination cartridge. The original Super Mario Bros. Is actually my favorite Mario game. It's a game that I remember playing very early in my my time as a gamer, playing the original Mario Bros. On the NES. It's a game that I still return to, and it's just fun. It's just pick up and play fun. I don't find that with other 2D Marios as much. Maybe because I think this game is a little more fast-paced. Mario 2, I don't really enjoy that much. Mario 3 and Mario World are great games, but those games you have to devote a little more time to. Mario 1, you just pick up and play. And how far you get is just based on skill. You don't, there's no save points, there's no map, there's no, it's just this. It's just go. And I absolutely love it. It's a great single-player experience. It's a great multiplayer experience. And it's a very simple game, but I've always just adored the original Mario Bros. Alright, Next up, I'm gonna put this one. I have three, and these are actually going to be my top three. I can rank these. So number three has to be Sonic 2. Who would have thought Sonic 2 had to be here? And I absolutely love Sonic 2. This is my favorite Sonic game. This is I'm a huge Sega fan, even though this is the only Sega game on my list, because again, I play such a diverse amount of games. But this is one of the first games I beat on my own with Sonic 2. It's a game that I could still run through. If I have a free afternoon and nothing to do, I sometimes just play through Sonic 2. It's a game that I absolutely love to pieces. The music, the art style, just the fun, fast gameplay. Sonic 2 is phenomenal. And there's a reason this game keeps getting re-released because it's great. It's a great game. And again, I mean, Sonic is my favorite franchise. I'm a lifelong Sonic fan. If you probably know that. And this game is responsible. All right. Ooh. Number two here is BanjoKazooie. BanjoKazooie is my favorite N64 game and my favorite 3D platformer. I was actually playing this game yesterday on my Xbox. I should tell you how much I love this game. This game, for me, was a game that I remember playing as a kid, and I imagine this is what most people did with Ocarina of Time. I don't have that connection with Ocarina of Time, and I've been trying to establish what that would be like for myself. And I feel like Banjo is probably what that connection was for me. I remember this game being so impactful as a kid. I remember plugging it in and just, even if I didn't have anything to do in the world or I didn't know where I needed to go, just running around the world, seeing what I could find. Sometimes though, I would find things that I didn't know, like, is this a secret area? What is this? I remember just having a ton of fun just exploring in a 3D space, which for me, I think that's part of what people loved about Ocarina. And again, I didn't have that experience, but Banjo would have been that experience for me. It's just having this open world, this big thing to explore. And on top of that, I always adored the characters and the plot and the Banjo games. The characters are always very self-aware. They know they're in a video game. They're just having fun, and I feel like that sense of that rare sense of humor has influenced me a lot and what I do and what I enjoy. I always hated whenever you would quit the game and you turned it off, and it would play the cutscene where Grunty turns your sister Tootie into a monster. That was always very impactful for me because it got me thinking about the impact of beating the game and finishing this quest. Whenever I would stop playing it, I felt like I don't know, I was failing the characters in a sense. Absolutely adore the original Banjo. 2 is technically probably better, but I don't know. The first one has a place in my heart. I think this cartridge, I think I have a file on here from when I was a kid where I put in like 80 hours. And 80 hours is too much for playing through Banjo. But again, I would just go in and run around and I didn't accomplish anything. I would go to the beach level and climb up to the very top and jump off the lighthouse and just adore how big the world was. It was a phenomenal experience, and I love BanjoKazooie. But what is my number one game of all time? This has always been my number one game of all time. This has never changed. It's a game that I've talked about on this channel, my first video on this channel, the Button Mappers. It's a game that I've done a Let's Play of. It's a game that it never leaves me. And that is Donkey Kong Country. Another rare game. What do you know? This game just synchronizes with me when I play it. I don't know if that makes sense, but the music, the gameplay, the world, the art style, everything about this game when I play this title puts me into a trance. There was once a point, I'm not sure if I could do it much anymore because I don't play it as frequently as I used to, but there was a point, and this was like 2011 maybe, where, you know, and I was like a teenager, there was a point to where I could beat this game in under 40 minutes. Like, I could just go. And it's always been a game that I love for that. It's accommodated me when I want to play a game quick and I want to see how fast I can get through a title. And it's accommodated me when I want to slow down and find all the secrets. Phenomenal game. Absolutely love it. It's a very special game to me. I've always gone back to the Country games, and Country 1, I think it has this pure simplicity. Again, I think maybe Country 2 is better on a technical level. I think maybe it has better level design and better character, whatever, and this and that. But Country 1, I don't know. It just feels like home when I play this game. Whenever I go back to Donkey Kong Island, this game just feels like home. And again, I don't think another game has ever made me feel this way. I don't think I've played another game that's put me in this state. And, you know, I've played other platformers. I've played other DK games, and I've loved other games. Like I played whenever Country Returns came out on Wii. I put a shit ton of time into that game. But again, I don't know. This game just resonates with me, and I absolutely love Donkey Kong Country. It's probably my favorite game of all time. Thanks for watching. This was my response to the tag I was in. Will I be doing more stuff this month? Who fucking knows? I have a couple plans. I know I might be doing a vlog this month, but other than that, I don't know. Just kind of taking a month off to relax after review month did its thing. Again, Axel Wolf, DeeZee D, and Terry309 are my tags for the top 10 games. Terry, I expect to see some fucking Sonic on your